Yo, yo, yo.
No, we're not starting like this. Okay. No. No.
No.
No.
Welcome back to the podcast, lovely people.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Yes.
No.
Franklin, okay.
Go ahead.
Before we get into anything, I need to know what's got you fucked up.
What's got me fucked up this week? What's got me fucked up this week?
Fit test.
No, don't. Not fit test. Damn, no, I guess I have to go with it.
You don't have to.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
It triggered some laughter, so I have to do it. Fit testing. Why I gotta one? Listen, you opened this door. You knew why you were doing this. Look, why do I have to shave to go get tested and put a mask on to make sure that it fits properly? Mm-hmm. It's connected to a respirator shit. Not respirator shit. I'm a mess.
I love it.
And it calculates your breathing, I guess. Or how much air is coming out of the mask. And I'm like, listen.
I just feel like that's a little OD.
Yes. Why I gotta do it? So now because I didn't shave enough,
Gotta do it again.
I gotta do it again.
And again and again and again.
That's wild. That's got me fucked up. And anxiety got me fucked up. Listen, just know, anxiety be like that irritating ass motherfucker who's next to you at all times and doesn't want to leave you alone.
Even when you want them to leave you alone.
Come on. Most of the time for me, I'm like, if you don't listen, you're not even here. And then when they say hello, I say,
it's me.
I said, no, not for me.
No, ma'am.
So that's what's got me fucked up. What has got you fucked up? I'm ready.
I just feel like life always has me fucked up.
Facts.
Because we really out here. You know what we doing. We out here working.
Shut up, yo.
So we can make money to pay to live. So we can work to make money to pay to live. So we can work.
To
Pay
to
live.
and make
Money.
to
Pay.
to
Live.
Oh.
And I understand that is the way life is set up. And I also understand that I disagree with it fundamentally. So that's got me fucked up. And it always does, every week.
All millennials should just get up one day and be like, look, all of y'all, let's go riot. Let's not go to work. Oh, we'll do this for a week.
Let's take to the streets.
Actually, no, we got bills to pay too. But yes, we should get to the street. Listen, either way, they got us locked in.
For life. It's a scam. Life is a scam.
Life is a virtual reality controlled by those who own the machine.
And that's the saddest truth I did here today.
I did hear today. You said I did hear today and felt these past years of my life.
Adulthood is a scam. Anyway, we're not even. I'm gonna jump off the soapbox because you know I can go on, and 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 on. Come on, we better be in sync.
Nothing new.
So, do me a favor, Franklin, and tell the people what we're talking about this week.
I don't want to.
Oh, okay. Podcast over. Bye, guys.
Bye. Hope you enjoyed it. Can't stand us one bit. Not an ounce. So, y'all, for today, for this lovely podcast, words.
What is it called?
It's called a podcast. A podcast. This podcast that we got for y'all today, we're going to be talking about sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Come on. You said I have a song. This is like the intro to the segment of the. Listen here. So yes, we talk about. I was living. I
You
was
better
living.
feel it.
Come on. So we talking about sex. We talking about what makes up sex. You know, just we're gonna break down sex into parts that maybe y'all have never thought of. Cause sex is a part of life, and there's so many parts to it. So it's just yeah. So Shan, do you want to add anything about sex? The topic.
Do I want to add anything about the topic of sex? No shame, no blame, no guilt.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Period.
That's good. You gave a quote. I'm gonna give a quote this time. Okay.
Oh, I gave a quote.
You gave a quote.
Who did I quote?
Yourself.
My damn self. Come on.
My quote is, "It's my business."
And there the fuck it is.
I mean, that's your quote, actually.
That's my mantra.
Hey, it's your damn business.
It's my motherfucking business. And it only concerns you if I'm fucking you.
Yes. Because why would it concern you?
Why you want to be in my business so bad?
Why you want me to fuck you so bad?
If you wanted to fuck me, all you had to do was say so.
Tell me.
But I mean, that don't mean we gonna fuck. I'm easy, but I'm not sleazy. I'm kidding. I'm both.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Oh. Keep it easy, keep it sleazy. But seriously, on a serious note, sex is not always intimate. So I struggle to define sex without using the word intimate, because my initial light bulb is to say sex is an act of intimacy, right? But it's not always intimate. So it's not always an act of intimacy. Sometimes it's just
what it is.
It is what it is. It's down and it's dirty. Filthy.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Which can also be intimate.
Mm-hmm.
But it is not mutually exclusive with sex.
Period.
So, sex is an act involving more than one person and contact with genitals. Like, that's how I would define it very plainly. There are many sex acts, but sex itself is an act between two or more people involving genital stimulation, let's say. And it doesn't always have to be direct genital stimulation. It can be indirect.
Let them know.
The erogenous zones do exist.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah.
But very plainly, just as a baseline, that's what I'd say.
That's a really good definition.
Thank you.
Indeed.
How would you define sex? Or how do you, or whatever?
I will put it in the Jennifer Hudson way. Where you at? See, when sex is an intimate, something about like intimate connection between humans, something like that, right? And it involves different parts that are just amazing. I brought up language. Yes, language is a huge one, right? The words we say, the messages behind words, not everybody might understand. It's like a hidden language that you'll have, right? And then the connection of the language of the body, and like, ooh, you feel that because it's a different feeling.
Sometimes
right?
You just say something to me in the right way. You
Come
say
on.
it in my ear.
Come on.
And I'm stimulated.
Tell me. I said language. I said roles as well. You can play different roles. I can't remember what I said. But overall, sex is just a connection between people. And it's like for some people, depending on the act you get to it, and language might not even matter. We might not talk the
We don't
same
even.
language.
I was about to say we don't even have to speak the same language.
And it's just like we're here, we're sharing this moment. And something else that I'd add is with the intimacy part, I think intimacy is like split, right? So come on. Intimacy is split. I think of it as like personal intimacy, right? Or intimacy, the way that I would say is we're doing these acts, we're enjoying it. This feels familiar and it's a good feeling. So anything that triggers that is like a version of intimacy for me because it's like it's a memory. It's a memory. And then there's an intimacy between two people, whatever, or more than two people. It's a broad word.
I agree. I agree. So we have some questions. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. How and when did you learn about sex?
That question. I learned about sex. I learned about sex in school, right? There was the learning component of it, or what we were taught um, about sex in school, which was nice. Learning the technical part of it was good. I really enjoyed that and breaking that down and the anatomy and all that jazz, right? But then there's a sex you learn about socially by talking to your friends. And for me, it was in middle school. And I think about elementary school, but the words that I was saying was more so like everybody is saying it, so it seems like it's an insult. So if I'm upset with someone, I'm gonna tell you, right? Without knowing the meaning of it. But then in middle school, motherfuckers going in literally and telling me about it, and I was like, oh Lord,
What scandalized?
what is this? So I'd say I learned about it in middle school, talking to friends, them telling me their experiences, and that carried over to high school. But I did not engage in any of that till after, during college. So I'd say that that's when I learned about sex. Obviously, the messages received were only created for a certain type of human, certain types of people. What about you?
So I was exposed to sex pretty early, and I don't know the context of that fully, but I do remember. This is back before parental locks and parental controls were a thing.
Come on, that right there.
So I do remember browsing the channels late at night because I had insomnia and didn't have great supervision. So I found porn pretty early. Um, so I learned about sex through that, but also through school, learning it more formally. I did that as well. Um, I did not participate in sex until I was older and in college, but I definitely was exposed pretty early. And I don't know how old I was. And then there's some other history with sex, but we're not getting into that because that's not this avenue of sex we're talking about today.
I'm glad you bring up a young age because in my mind, I'm like, I definitely watch soap operas that had sex in it, it wasn't as not obscene, Franklin. It wasn't it wasn't as explicit, right?
Mm-hmm.
As pornography or anything like that. But you knew, and they use their silhouettes for a couple seconds, right, under the sheets, and it's all. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers, y'all know what you're doing.
Y'all know what y'all doing.
Why am I being exposed to this? Also, we need to talk about hearing adults talk about it, because that was, I don't know if you experienced that, but for me, I would hear adults talk about it, and the inappropriate messages you get about sex. Look, this can go into a whole other
And
conversation about gender.
misinformation.
Come on, misinformation, because that literally, that's it. Life, that's what life is. Misinformation. And even when you think you have enough information, damn, you missing the page on privilege.
Hmm.
Hello, can I speak to Shan, please?
Speaking, is this Franklin?
No,
Who is this?
it's Franklin. Hi. So, hey, Shan.
Hey, Franklin.
I have a question for you.
Okay, let me hear it.
The question is, if you had a sex superpower, what would it be?
What would my sex superpower be?
Mm-hmm.
I think I would know what a person likes and wants to explore. Like I would just have that like intuition, I guess. So that we could facilitate a very nice conversation and they can get exactly what they want or explore more about things like they're not that familiar with but interested in and maybe a little too shy to bring up, right? So I think that would be my sex superpower.
Come on, superpower.
What about you?
Superpower.
A subtle power.
My superpower would be. I feel embarrassed saying this. Well, I feel like everybody hearing me.
You know it's not nothing
Shut
but
this. Stop. Nothing but you and I. You and I.
Come on, Lady Gaga.
I love that song. Been a minute. So, my sex superpower would be oral related.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
So, I would be able to manipulate my mouth depending on like the temperature the person wants,
Ooh.
how wet, like if I can replicate like a hurricane or something in my mouth. Mm-hmm.
You said
Emotions
tsunami.
and motions, like that's something that that would be a
Ooh.
superpower.
You said sensations.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. How would you describe your relationship with sex?
My relationship with sex, it's like a push and pull effect, right? It's on and it's off. It's hot and it's cold. It's like giving me Katy Perry, you know?
'Cause you're hot, then you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. Speaking of consent, you can be a yes, then be a no.
You can.
And that's a full fucking stop.
That's facts.
Anyway, sorry, please continue.
I mean, you telling the truth. So, my relationship with sex, it's very interesting. Like, when I think about self pleasure, that's a go.
Mm-hmm.
We really I'm giving a lot. Sometimes I'm for it. Sometimes I think of what the messages I've received, the experiences I've had, and it impacts the sex that I have today. How I view it, how I feel about it, how safe I feel when I'm doing it. So my relationship with sex is a time at times, and don't laugh, anticlimactic, because sometimes it doesn't feel like what I think it would feel like. But when it's with the right person, it's really nice.
If that ain't some fairy tale sounding shit.
I hate you.
I'm just saying. You said it's with the right person. It feels nice. You're not wrong, right? You're not. You're not incorrect, but it's just very fairy tale sounding.
Fairy tale during the day.
X-rated during the night.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Listen.
I think I want to get more into the dirtiness of it. So it's
sorry.
So I'm trying to build a healthier relationship with sex. What about a relationship in which I trust sex to be good to me and okay? Yeah. So it's an evolving thing. It's still a growth in there. There's a lot of growth in there that needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, just like any other relationship, right? It develops. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just
I'm so sorry.
Just like any other relationship, it changes, it ebbs, it flows. You grow in it, you learn throughout. For me, my relationship with sex can be complicated. It also depends on where I'm at with like my body and how I feel in my body. That influences my relationship with sex sometimes. How I engage with my body, with another person or other people. Sometimes that experience can color my relationship with sex. And by that I mean, let's say I have sex with someone and I am not in relationship with this person outside of sex. And let's say we did it for the first time and I feel uneasy about it. That then makes me feel like sex it colors sex in a poor way. And then I may have feelings about the callous or casual, not callous, because I am a fan of casual sex. I am not a fan of callous sex. Anyway, in the casual way in which I share my body with other people. So that all is like tied together in this shifting relationship I have with sex.
It's the fact that you said that an experience can shape how you view sex with that person, those people. That's true. That right there. Because then you go into it again if you end doing it again with those people, that person. At least for me, kind of like doubting it, maybe a little anxious about it. Like, oh my, should I really do this? Like, it wasn't the best. Is it gonna happen again? Am I gonna feel that way again? Just hoping that it'll be different.
And I think a way to combat that is conversation.
Okay.
And if you cannot have conversation with the person or people you are engaging in sex with, that could be a point of reevaluation.
Big facts. Not me over here hoping that it'll be great or better.
I'm sorry.
Not language.
You made me laugh.
Not listen. I gotta call myself out.
You did.
Not language.
Not language.
'Cause
talk to me. There is a lot of negotiating that happens before a scene. Scene being sex, negotiation being conversation.
Okay.
Talking about what you like, what you don't like, hard stops, soft boundaries. So that level of communication in sex, I did not have initially. And I wasn't really aware of until I was having that level of conversation about sex. And then I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. We can talk about what we like beforehand. Talk about what we don't like, what you best not do. Have a safe word. And you can still be like pretty vanilla and want to try things and explore things and have a safe word. You can.
I've had both experiences where I either didn't speak up, we didn't talk about it, and it went with the flow, and it wasn't the best. And then there were other experiences where the conversations were popping, and it builds some safety. Oh, and it makes it better.
That security and that safety is, and it don't take it lightly.
Don't take Maslow lightly.
Come on, hierarchy of needs.
Hey, the sex is in there too,
It surely is.
and people act like it's not.
Sex is a basic level of need. It is.
We're animals,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, you better come through. You better come through.
And I understand not everyone needs sex.
Okay.
I do understand. And I also understand that for the majority,
Mm-hmm.
sex is a necessity. It's a basic need. And
So sorry.
And when that need isn't being met, it throws you off. It you're not, your foundation isn't complete.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever experienced sex in that way.
Mm.
And I wonder if it's because of prior experiences in life or because I don't know what the other one was.
Okay.
Yeah. But I haven't experienced it. Ooh.
Tell me one more time.
I haven't experienced it in that way. And it makes me wonder for sure. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's something you want to explore in the future, then that can be something you explore in the future. I personally love having conversations about sex. You know this about me. In the future, I potentially want to be a sex therapist. It's a whole thing. I don't have a 10-year plan, but if I did, sex therapist may be in there. And I also want to learn more trauma work around sex and like exploration and all that. So I'm very interested in. Why are you looking at me like
because I'm excited.
that? What are you excited about?
Come on, PhD in sex
excuse
therapy.
me?
Excuse me. Come on, PhD in sex therapy.
Who writing a
with
dissertation?
the focus on trauma.
Who is writing a dissertation?
You.
No.
You can find a way to still be a sex therapist without a PhD.
I know.
But doctor.
I know. It sounds so good.
Don't it? Don't it?
If I can find someone to fund me or sponsor me.
Listen.
If anyone is listening and you have the means to sponsor me just in life, I am accepting requests and will complete an application to be your sugar baby.
Come on.
So that's where I'm at.
You said, I accept Cash App, Venmo, hard wires, like
the personal checks, money orders.
Yes,
they're all accepted. Here.
Gifts, preferably money,
preferably monetary appreciation.
I would prefer receiving a text message. Hey, I paid your credit card.
Here's your rent for the next 2 months.
Oh, that's hot.
I'm coming on site. I'm probably gonna take that out, but that was so fucking funny.
That's so good. You did what? You paid my what? That would
I'm about
amazing.
to fuck you right now because I'm turned on. That's a turn on.
That type of flex degrade me. Call me a stupid bitch. How, what, like, do it. Oh, wow.
Oh wow. Slap me around a little bit. You're like,
See, that's what I need to explore. More of that type of role playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need.
What you also need to explore that though, senses of safety.
Why you need safety?
Why you need to feel safe to explore things that could kill you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Tell the people why you need safety.
If you don't feel,
And I promise, I'm not being facetious.
if you don't feel safe,
Mm-hmm.
the whole experience is garbage.
Yes.
And it's probably going to be more traumatic than enjoyable.
Say that again.
It's probably going to be more traumatic than enjoyable. And how can you have pleasure when you are fearing for your safety? Tell me. I'll wait.
What you be thinking about? when you
I've
think
had
about your
enough.
safety.
Oh, okay.
I had you. Safety is needed. And go off. Go off. Go the fuck off, yo.
Because when you feel safe with a person or people that you are engaging in sex with, there is nothing like it. When you have that level of connection and intimacy with someone, there is nothing like it. I have had sex with people I'm very familiar with and have had sex with people I'm not very familiar with. And I'll tell you which one I've enjoyed more frequently than the other.
Which one?
Familiarity, safety, that being in that intimate space with someone, sharing myself,
Sharing myself.
sharing myself, because I'm sharing myself with whomever, and I am allowing them the pleasure of being with me, and they are welcome.
My mind instantly thought of this. The fact that there are people who believe that being progressive is like living in a fantasy world. Because this is a form of progressive sex.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people wouldn't see it this way.
Tell me more.
Why are you talking so much about it? Why are you giving space so much space? Isn't it sex so much space? Isn't it just what it is?
And that's probably why you only have sex to make a baby. Have you ever in your life experienced orgasm? Which kinds? Oh, just the one. Enough said.
And that goes back to the safety. For some people, sex might feel forced or that it's required.
Obligatory.
Mm-hmm. Come on, us.
Insane Backstreet Boys.
No.
No.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry. So I got another question for you.
Come on, bring it on.
Has sex been used as a weapon? How?
I don't think so. Not in my experience thus far, and I hope
Period.
not in my experience in the future.
Okay.
All right. I know that people do use sex as a weapon. They use it as a bargaining tool. They use it as an incentive, a reward system. They withhold. First of all, here's why I'm not going to withhold sex. That's punishing me.
I'm fed up.
I'm just saying.
You're not wrong though. Not punishing. That's punishing me.
And not in an erotic way. Like, that's just miserable.
Well, I'm glad that it has not been used as a weapon.
Have you experienced sex being weaponized against you, or have you weaponized sex?
So sex, I'd say, has been weaponized.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I take it in many ways. So the first one I think of is sex being weaponized in schools
Ooh.
through an agenda.
I hadn't even thought about it in that context.
That's where I that's where I go. That's the first one. I'm like, no, you don't know where people are in their lives. You don't know who they are. You don't know how they feel about the messages they're receiving, and it can be so misleading, and it just can't be applied. It can't be generalized to everybody. I mean, if you want to add something else to it, is the fear component. Right? There's a fear component to it. A lot of times you're taught that you'll get this and this and that if you this and this and that, right?
Oh my gosh, I need to revise my answer.
I got you.
Oh my God, that is so funny. I just had a flashback to high school and looking at pictures of different STIs and my health teacher being like, "You have you seen Mean Girls?" I was about to say, if not, friendship over.
Oh wow.
You know the PE teacher, and he's like, "Don't have sex because you will get chlamydia and die." That's essentially what my health teacher was like. He was like, "Don't have sex, you will get gonorrhea. This is what it looks like on a foot." Exactly.
Oh,
Your reaction is my
that's a no for me.
reaction.
It's a no for me.
It's a no for me too.
Listen, I love me some health. Health was probably my best subject. Don't do that to me. And stop doing it to these children.
Traumatizing. Also, villainizing STIs is not the way to go.
Yeah, no, let me not tell you about how you can get medical assistance for it, what you should look at, what the signs are. Let me just give you these pictures. That's what it would look like. You can have it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a preacher. So there's that way in which I feel like it's been weaponized. You talked about withholding sex. I think about withholding conversations about sex in the households. That can be a form of, and it's obviously not in, or maybe it can be intentional, right? There's a reason. It doesn't always have to be a malicious reason for it, but I think that that's a form, being weaponized. And if you want to add a layer of religion in there, that can be a way of weaponizing sex.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people think if you don't talk about it, it won't happen or it's not happening. But that is literally the dumbest logic, illogical thought. Like, it lacks logic. Because if you don't talk about it, that doesn't mean it's not happening. It just means it's happening and you're not talking about it.
Yeah.
So then you have all these little teeny boppers out here and all the older folks as well, and they just are reckless. They don't have the information that they need. They don't have the resources that they need. You want me to have safe sex? Safer sex? Give me condoms, give me dental dams, give me gloves, talk to me about protection that is not just a condom.
You said the young ones, and then the people who
The
are
old
older,
folks.
because that's a whole conversation on its own. Because the amount of unprotected sex that older folks might be having. I mean, in nursing homes. I mean, so the stats tell it all. So even that, right, in a later age, maybe people are like, damn, there were really all these restrictions. I couldn't engage in it in the ways that I want. Obviously, some people did what they wanted and did and should, and your business. But yeah, that's another way I'd say. Yeah, and just like you said, demonizing sex. Demonizing sex. I think of an experience someone had that someone shared with me when they had seen porn at a young age, and their parent found out. Their parent didn't talk to them about it. They just slapped them in the face. Mm-hmm. So that's the first message you're getting.
Sex is bad. Don't do it.
Talking about, we talk about trauma, generational trauma. Let's talk about that falling under the umbrella of trauma too, because trauma is seen as a light word, but it really isn't. So these are the ways in which I think sex has been weaponized, and adults making decisions that they shouldn't be making. And I'll leave it at that.
The wildest part to think about for me is that we were all children once. We were all coming up once. We all have had our previous experiences with sex. If we didn't learn about it, that doesn't mean we weren't doing it. Just means we were doing it and fumbling the fucking ball. Doing it and doing it poorly and uneducatedly. I remember back when I was like 16, 17, 18, learning about sex through YouTubers. Back when that was like popping.
That was one of the first stages of YouTube.
So Franklin.
No.
Franklin.
No.
Erodi.
Sure.
I have a question for you. Tell me how sex has impacted your life.
Sex has impacted me by showing me areas I need to work in, by shedding light on my ideas about my body, what I do with what I do can do with my body. It has shown me that, it has impacted me in this way, and I think this is the biggest part for me.
Mm-hmm.
It showed me that I have my insecurities, and because of those insecurities, sometimes I might not enjoy sex as I should be. Also the anxieties that come with it and all that, right?
Is it because you're too into your head?
No.
Mm.
Yes.
I can't stand you.
Okay. Yeah, I get in my head. I think too much. And thinking too much, no. Ain't nobody got time to think that, motherfucker.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got. So, in summation, I'd say that sex has taught me,
in summation,
period, about ways in which I see my body, and to just chill and to know when I'm safe and that it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes I just need to shut the fuck up. Me to myself in my head.
Mm-hmm. And let yourself experience. Just be present. Present in the experience. Sometimes, and this isn't just in sex, this is also in life. When I'm inside of my head, because, I am blessed to have anxiety. I try and... Highly. Okay? I have medication for it. That's how bad it is. I try and repeat things to myself in my head. So if I'm like constantly like fixating on one thing or like worried about XYZ, I'm like, be in the moment, be in the moment, be in the moment, be in the moment, be in the moment.
I'm going to steal that from you.
Do it.
Because my rational motherfucker be asleep. Listen, when I'm about to get it on, that motherfucker just be asleep. And I'm like, when I freaking need you, you're not here. Because every other fucking moment, you be popping through. I was talking to my friend the other day. I was talking to my friend on the phone, and I was like, yeah, man, that rational motherfucker in my head just be going at it. I be having a conversation with myself. And in the moment, I was like, but frankly, you have to go to sleep. It's really time to go to sleep. You were going to get 8 hours of sleep. You wanted 8 hours of sleep, so go to sleep. But I don't want to. I'm having a good time. And then I'm like, fine. Me going in the bathroom. Oh my God, is it something stressful happening? Is it really happening? No, this is another possibility. Fine, you're right. But when I want you to show up.
Where you at?
Where you at?
Mm.
So I'm gonna take that from you.
Yeah. Please, and let me know how it works for you. How has sex impacted my life? Greatly.
Yes.
Greatly. I talk about sex a lot, like I said. I am very motivated to learn about sex. It makes me very excited. Not sexually excited to learn about sex. I mean, maybe I haven't explored that. Sex has made me more open, I think. I mean, I'm already generally a pretty open person, but I think that sex has encouraged me to be open in ways maybe I wouldn't have been before. Sex has taught me a lot. It's taught me about myself. It encourages my relationship with my body to be more positive, because if I don't feel positive about myself, I'm not going to want to engage with someone else or anyone else in that way. So it's helped me to be comfortable and gentle with myself, take my time, and not just sexually, right? In general, also. But I think that because I have such a close and open relationship with sex, I take those things that are applicable to sex and they're applicable across other areas in my life, not just sexually.
Because a lot of things are rooted in sex.
Yeah. We also sexualize things.
Okay.
A lot of things. And we sexualize life. If I turn on the radio and I hear another song and it's about sex, but not about sex, what the fuck? What's the one I was listening to? It's a Maroon 5 song. Damn it. I can't remember.
There are a lot of songs about sex. Look, we can get into music and sex and
Because
messages.
a playlist. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh wow. Oh wow. So I think about old Spanish songs. Old songs in Spanish.
Yes, come on, Spanish songs from Spain.
Fuck. Oh, not fuck Spain, but kind of. I think of songs in Spanish and a lot of hidden messages, or because a lot of people. Okay, how do I put it? I'm gonna put it this way: a lot of old songs talk about sex in very subtle ways.
They be
But
creative.
they be creative about it, but and some of
R&B
them,
similar.
come on,
Very similar.
and some of them, they're just straight up. And I just don't like when people like, oh my god, back in my day we didn't lies.
Full lies.
But you know what that is though? They never paid attention to the lyrics. And that's what I've noticed. A lot of people don't pay attention to the lyrics. So now that the lyrics are much more explicit in your face, it's like, oh my god, blasphemy.
Whole time y'all was talking about
and the what? Stressful.
Stress. Let's end on a better, less stressful note. Last question. How sexual are you?
Wow, wasn't expecting that.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. I'm very sexual. I ebb and flow, and I remember when I first started taking antidepressants, my libido took a nosedive. But generally speaking, I'm pretty interested in sex acts, talking about sex, doing it, doing the sex. I'm pretty sexual. I believe in sexual healing. I believe in sexual freedom.
That's dope.
So how sexual are you?
I'd say I don't know. I'm sexual.
Yeah. Did you ever think that you were somewhere on the like asexuality spectrum at all?
No, but it's not the first time I've heard that from someone. That question.
Mm-hmm.
I've been asked that before, but I've never thought about it.
Mm. I know that a lot of people are demisexual, and like a lot of people are like realizing like what demisexuality is, and like, oh, I fit the bill. I don't personally fit the bill, but I have had a demisexual partner before, and it's very interesting how differently we operate. Um, yeah, it's very interesting to see things from a different perspective.
Absolutely. I guess that, I mean, sex is evolving and it's a process of exploration, right? So
Mm-hmm.
maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
That would be something to come to terms. I guess the way maybe in which I perceive sex might be roadblocking that.
Mm.
Don't say tell me more because I'm not. I don't know.
I didn't say
You
tell me
didn't,
more. I
but
did not
you
say
didn't say tell me.
I did not.
I said you said tell me.
I was just gonna say that sounds like something we can explore later.
Indeed.
And will.
But overall, I'd say I am a sexual person.
Overall, you're pretty sexual.
No.
I'm sorry.
What?
What happened?
Overall, I'm pretty sexual, yes.
Sexual sugar.
Okay, watermelon sugar.
Hi.
So, Shan,
So Franklin,
you want to tell the people what you've been listening to?
I do want to tell the people what I've been listening to. I would love to give credit to the song that I mentioned last time, but I don't know what it was. So, okay, One Too Many by Fletcher.
You like you some Fletcher.
That is my shit right now. Because it's just such a banger. What about you? What are you listening to?
I don't listen to music.
It's not a part of your being. It's not embedded in the very fiber of who you are. Oh, oh wow.
So I have two songs because one song just resurfaced. I was shuffling, and then I was like, this is my shit. And I listened to the lyrics and I said, this is me right now.
Mm.
So the title of the song, this is by Shakira, is Addicted to You. Let it be. It is what it is.
Okay.
And then the next one, you know, is Lick by Shinsia and Megan Thee Stallion.
The Stallion.
The.
Open your mouth. Make your tongue go. Jam.
I don't want no man, no.
It actually is so perfect for the topic that we end on that note. So lovely, people. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Join us in the conversation. Let us know all about your sexual learning and journey if you desire that. You can email us at speakingfromtheshadows@gmail. Follow us on Instagram at speakingfromtheshadows. Give us a follow on Twitter at shadow_talks_.
You know it. Yes. You better go off and the tick to the talk on video. Follow us on TikTok at speakingfromtheshadows_.
Yes. And as always, thank y'all so much for listening. And until next time, remember, define yourself for yourself.
Use your voice.
And be great.
Indeed.
Indeed.